What's up, guys? It's TechSigs here, back for another video. Alright, this week we're going to be talking about accessibility. So when I say accessibility, I'm mainly talking about how a website needs to be designed to allow anyone to really use it, no matter what their disability is. So you might ask, why is that important? Right here you can see an article. The Supreme Court rejects Domino's on a blind man's website lawsuit. So basically, what happened was Domino's has a pizza building and delivery service from their website where you can just build a pizza on their website and then order it straight from there. And basically, a blind man tried to use this website using his tools specifically designed to allow blind people to basically read websites to them, and it did not work with Domino's pizza building website. And the man argued that this is a violation of the ADA Act, or the Americans with Disabilities Act, and Domino's says otherwise, that their website should not fall under the Americans with Disabilities Act, and therefore they should not have to comply with those standards. Those standards you often see with how every building has to have a wheelchair ramp and has to have elevators between different floors. Basically, Domino's is saying they don't have to abide by those rules, or at least their website doesn't, and the blind man is saying that they do. And as you can probably tell or guess, that if this lawsuit passes, it's pretty much going to open up the floodgates for every website being liable for the same things that Domino's is being sued for. So basically, this is going to be a much bigger deal in the future. So what I went through is I wanted to test some other websites, and I'm going to show you guys some tools for testing websites for accessibility purposes. So I'm actually in one of my other classes. I'm rebuilding an app for Penn State's Habitat for Humanities Club, and I decided to look at their desktop website and do an audit of that. So the first way I'm going to do this is I downloaded this Lighthouse extension onto Chrome, and with this you can do a quick accessibility and performance audit. So I'm going to do that. Generate a report. It's going to test it for a whole bunch of things. It's going to test it in different environments. It's going to test different pages on the website, and it's pretty much going to give you a really comprehensive report of everything about the website. Gathering accessibility back there, loading page. Just testing it in a whole different environments up here, disconnecting it, and then we get a report. All right, so the performance, as you can see, is pretty poor, but the accessibility is not too bad. So for performance, we go through, and a lot of the things that you see is due to this website basically having very large files on it and trying to send them and load them each time it's loaded up, which is very bad for performance. So if they wanted to fix this, and what my app and my group's app is going to try and do, is make this much more snappy, much more faster, so it can load on maybe not the newest systems. I have a pretty new computer with a decent internet connection. Not everyone's going to have that. So our app needs to take into account that we can't send large files each time over the web, because it's going to be very slow for some people. All right. Actually, I want to bring that up again. Let's look at the accessibility. Performance. Accessibility at 93. Background. Said background and foreground colors do not have a sufficient contrast ratio. So we want to look for the announcements tab. That's where it's saying it is. See down here, I'm not colorblind at all, so I guess that's a little hard for me to see how this would be a problem, but I think this would be okay, actually. It's always possible that the report generated a false positive. But just to be safe, if we wanted to change this to maybe blue or some other dark color, or just keep this whole thing black, I think that might take away that error. Or we can always ask someone with partial color blindness if they think that would be a problem. Just do other testing on it. All right, the other way we can do this more specifically for accessibility purposes is going to Wave evaluation tool. We can go on this, and this is more just for accessibility purposes. I think I have this loaded in. Yes, I do. We're going to go here, and this is going to generate a different report for us. All right. So there's not a lot of errors. We got 3 alerts. Has 2 other features built in. Let's see. Underlying text is present. I don't think that's a problem. But again, you can see, look at this. Very low contrast between foreground and background colors. So now I've gotten 2 reports that are both saying it, which is probably a decent indication that I really need to take a closer look at that. Same thing there. So it's registering with that green and white. So maybe this style of green or this exact shade of green is not the best to have. Down here, same thing. Very low contrast. I mean, I messed it up. But you can see it was black and white. It was just like this. I don't see how that'd be a problem. Maybe if I can make that bigger, that'd be the only thing. But I think that'll be okay. And other than that, I don't see too many problems with this website. Again, I just need to make sure when I'm building the app that I need to really pay attention to the contrast, and I also need to make sure that, like this, I'm sure it's trying to send each one of these files each time the page loads. I need to make sure I'm not sending all of this over the internet each time, because that's going to be, again, not accessible to people with lower bandwidth and lower internet. So that's it for now, guys. I don't want to have this video take too long. It's already going pretty long here. So I'm going to keep doing research on this for my app that I'm designing for Penn State Habitat for Humanity and make sure I don't have an issue with this. If you guys have any questions on accessibility, please let me know. All right, guys, have a good week.